Hey guys, it's Poverty's the Bitch. And it is November 29th, 2015. This week the topic is designing. And I said earlier that I was going to be code focused. And I will be code focused, more like concept and concept focused more than anything else. But with that, you have to develop your concepts and ideas. And for me, I've got a little, I don't know if you can see it very well, a thick-ass binder. I've written things down, any form of paper I could get my hands on, I wrote things on. So, like, I'll be at work, and I'll be like, this was my space game. So I was like, got some docking code, some ideas, I'm like, how's it going to work? How's the shipyard going to work in it? Just everything. I just wrote it out on a piece of paper, and it's half the information is here, the other half is in my head. So, you know, I've got a folder of concepts and ideas and how the map square is going to work and just everything. In here I've also got equations for physics. So yeah, it's and then, you know, just like all sorts of important stuff. But there. So yeah, I got a whole binder full of this good stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a mess. There's a lot of things to think about, a lot of things to do. But I thought I would cover the design on my side. You really don't have to do too much. It's not... You don't have to do charts and graphs and presentations because you're working solo. The goal of this is just working solo. Somewhere to start, somewhere to begin. So the text game is going to be a game. It's going to be text. And that's where I'm starting. And there's many different types. There's MMOs like Minecraft, and then there's things open world like Minecraft, Command and Conquer, Castlevania. I know I had this focus. Space, VR, educational, and then everything else. VR sim, limited resource. The point of programming, yeah, this piece of paper's been through hell and back. I've been thinking about this for 2-3 months. But anyways, so yeah, tonight it's not the first time I decide to turn on the recorder and just go for it. So one of the things is goal of programming. 1, have fun, or there's no point in doing it. If it becomes a full-time job, you don't want to touch a computer. I mean, if information doesn't come by the mail, then you don't want to deal with it, because email's work. It's not social anymore. It's just like you don't want to do it. And a lot of programmers are that way. They get into games, it becomes a job, and they just don't want to touch it. So, one of the rules of, like, I've already burned out many times and I've come back to it. So it's been a 5-year hiatus. I'm coming back, and I was thinking about don't burn out. Don't plan too much so you don't see how much real work is to be done. This doesn't fly in business. In business, you've got to produce like 7-8 inches stack of piece of paper of everything you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and you just basically hand out each chapter to different people and say, go for it, here's the money. Take breaks. That's one of the big things I've mentioned before. No more than 4 hours. Get up, walk around. Don't forget to come back. But there's a reason why people work 2 hours, take a 15-minute break, do another hour and 45 minutes or 2 hours, and then take another break. Coding, sometimes you just have to stick with it. And for me, my rule of thumb is about 5 hours is to get a feature done. You know, you're playing with it, you're coding it before you can go, I'm done with it. Save it, upload it, I will be back. The other thing is, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone else, every company has thousands of people working for it. Everyone's very efficient, they've done this a million times over, so it just falls from their finger effortlessly. So don't compare yourself to anyone else. You have to start somewhere. Just start going. And with, you know, learning and doing it yourself, don't stress about how out of date the information is. If you want to do like a Zelda game, go for it. If you want to do a chess game, go for it. Whatever you want to do. And usually, the rule is just keep it simple. Because, like, I've spent like 4 years programming, and I was showing it off, and someone's like, oh, wow, that's just like Zelda. I'm like, that's fucking 20 years ago. It's the style I was going for. But anyways, alright. The other thing is, it's going to take a while. Only focus on a few programs. Too many people will have this urge, like, oh my god, I want to do Command and Conquer. And you go off, do Command and Conquer. Well, what happened to your space game you were focused on? What happened to that, first person, single player, MMO you were working on? Meh. It gets kicked aside, and then you have so many projects that you just can't focus. It's like throwing 5 balls out to a dog, and you just can't focus. So, primary focus, I think that's other stuff. Secondary focus, those are stuff for me. Tons of notes. So, anyways, probably not going to take any more notes in the book because I wrote it down here. But I'm going to do a Sword and Shield game. Yeah, this is kind of boring. I'm just recording paper and text on paper. But I'm going to do a Sword and Shield game. So after I get done next week, I will talk about, I'm going to plan it out, maps. Yeah, kind of boring. I'm looking at text. So after this, it's kind of an outline. So maps and movements. After that, what's the point of a Sword and Shield game? For me, it is adventure, questing, and stories. Just, it's not about grinding. It's about telling a story, being someone, doing something, having fun. Otherwise, there's no point in even programming. So after we get map and movement, we'll design the character sheets. Then after that, lots of designing on paper, followed by, don't forget to keep it simple. From there, we're going to do save load, and then into fighting, then inventory, health potions and healing, questing, and finally wrapping it up. I hope to be done by the end of the year, by November 15th, 2016, and if there's time, we're going to focus on mouse, server client. That's going to be the goal. The next year, there may be some other stuff. Graphics. So, next year, the plan is to do 2D, and we will build on that. So our mapping, I can get rather complex with just plain text. When I get into 2D, we're going to build on every last bit of this. Nothing is going to be forgotten. I'm going to build all of this so it can be reused, and I'll step you guys through what I've got done. So that's my year plan, and hopefully I can pack in 10 hours a week, a minimum of 5, hopefully 10. That way there's 520 hours, 500 hours to get it done. That should be plenty for a very small itty-bitty game, somewhere to start with. So yeah, let's see, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, characters, mapping, save load, movement. Oh, fighting also includes monsters, but anyways, you get the idea. Probably remember something after I turn it off, so thank you for watching.